Hello everybody, my name is Gnome and welcome to Redesigning Your OCs, the series where I steal your OCs and warp them with my gross artist hands. That one was really bad. So, I know, it's only 2 for today, but I've been busy. I promise there will be more after this, but I just, I've been working and I've been in the process of moving into a new apartment place, and so I can only really do 2 at a time for now. I promise there will be more in the future, but 2 for now, but I promise I worked really hard on them. After watching the previous video again, I found that I'm funnier when I'm not scripted because I can fly off the cuff, so today's video will also not be scripted, but this time I have bullet points, so my ADD ass doesn't get distracted. Today's lovely characters come from Rummy's Sunset with their character Elena, and Starkid with their OC Maya. Y'all let me have too much freedom with these designs. I go fucking ham with fantasy elements, so you can definitely see that I took a lot of inspiration in these ones. So without further ado, let's get into it, shall we? Oh, also please stick around till the end of the video so you can find out how to submit your OC. I have a lot of OCs, but I will probably get to yours, or maybe not. I don't know. I don't fucking know. Send me an email. It's at gnomehutsummit@gmail.com. I'm going to talk about it more at the end of the video because there's rules. Okay, bye-bye. Gnome Huts Unscripted. What's going on, guys? Okay, so the first character that I'm drawing is Elena. I'm gonna read her backstory and then I can talk about the design choices that I made and some explanations of things. So, name Elena, pronoun she, they, age ageless, looks and acts 17, so I took that into consideration with her design. Backstory / her story. She was a fairly old OC I haven't drawn much. She is for a story that revolves around a group of 5, Elena and 4 others, Ari, Gina, Lucky, and Rosie, who are all learning different types of magic, but are forced to learn on the spot when their school, more like a group of cabins, is attacked by these monster-like creatures. In the battle, there is some loss of life, and the girls get sent to the world the monsters exist in. I show some of the concept art since it kind of helps to show her personality too. Ari and Elena are the mains. Personality. She is ambitious, a bit of a nerd, she cares for her friends, and refuses to lie to them. She's always on time, and has never missed a class. Some stuff I'd like to be kept. Her vitiligo. The teal in her hair, you can change how it looks as long as it's there, since all students get in the color of their subject as well as the badge, but feel free to change the outfit however you see fit. Her school doesn't have an outfit as long as the students have their badge, they're free to go. Some things I'd like for you to change. The shoes, hair, and parts of the outfit. If you could add some elf ears, she's meant to have them, but it's hidden in her massive hair. And then the submitter submits the original picture, which I showed of Elena. So I would like to actually, I decided last week I didn't do this, but I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about what I like about the original designs and what I would change about them, because I realized I can talk as much as I fucking want about how I designed it, but how does that help you guys watching design your own characters in the future? And that's really kind of what it's about. So I guess I'll talk a little bit about what I liked about the original design and what I thought could be done better. So the original design, up on screen now, is very cute. I love the fucking art style so goddamn much. It's so cute. But one of the issues that I have right now is that the color palette is not the same across the board. What I mean by that is there's a lot of different colors when you could use a repeating color to tie the image in together. If you have a character with a whole bunch of colors, that's fine, but when you tend to recycle and reuse colors, those things tend to look a little bit more cohesive. For example, the dark color of the skirt you could have used for the hair, and that would have matched as well. I like her socks, but I didn't end up keeping them. I changed them out for pants later on. Her outfit in all is very cute. I ended up keeping the top because I thought it was really cute. The eyes are good, but they don't really match the rest of the color palette of the character, so I changed those later on. Those are just some of the critiques I have for the design. As far as my design goes, I changed up her hair per requested. I did like the braids a lot of the original design. I thought that was a really cute idea. So I ended up making it one of those sort of longer side braids. I kept her ascot because I thought it was really cute. The scarf thing that Elena has going on, I found to be a little bit distracting in her design, so I ended up scrapping it completely, instead opting for more of longer sleeves, which she already has in the drawing, but I kept those. I made it cut across the top just to kind of show off a little bit more of her vitiligo, because that is really a unique aspect of character design, is having a character with a unique skin. However, I felt like the top part of the design was lacking as far as details go, so I ended up giving her a corset, because fantasy has a lot of corsets in it, and this world kind of reminds me of fantasy, so I went a little bit ham. You'll see in the other one too that I added a corset in, and that's just because I find them very fun to draw. She's wearing a skirt in the original drawing, and I have absolutely no problems with that. However, in a combat setting, that isn't really super practical, so I ended up giving her, I extended her shirt to make it more of like a longer blouse, and then I gave her like pants underneath. They're not like pants, but they're like tights, I guess. I kept her badge the same, however, I didn't make it like a sewn-on badge. I made it like a pin, because I think you can do a lot more interesting color stuff, color-wise, with the pin. She has a glove in her original design, and I just gave that to both of her hands to add visual interest to her hands, aside from the vitiligo. Moving on to the color now, I kept her skin the same as requested, because I think it's really fun to draw. For the hair, I knocked it from the blue shade to a greener shade, because the whole drawing is in green hues, so when it's blue hue black, it tends to throw off the drawing a little bit. I extended her teal dyed streak because I really like that, and I think it's a cool, interesting character design, especially since all the other characters have it. You gotta keep that in there. Her gloves and her corset and her tights I made brown to kind of balance not only with her skin tone, but also the rest of her outfit as well. I add some more detail to the tights a little bit later on. I kept her ascot the same because I thought it was really cute. I think I already said that. Her eyes I had a really hard time with, because I wanted to keep them heterochromic, but I didn't want to make them purple and brown, or reddish brown, because those tend to clash a little bit more. I gave her teal lipstick. I'm gonna be honest, boys, designing this, I didn't read the ref correctly, and I just assumed that she was a grass type. No, that's Pokemon. Like a plant magic user, so I went with that. However, plants and spirituality have been, oh, here's a fun little pattern hack. Plants and spirituality have been in tandem for a really long time, so I don't think it clashes that much. I found her legs to be a little bit boring, and later on you'll see that I changed the pattern that I put on her tights to golden. There's the final eye color. I kept it golden, which is the accent color, and brown, just to keep it pretty tied in. I made her mesh because she has mesh in the original drawing. I made her mesh gold because, again, accent colors are important. It's a nice break from the green. It gives the eyes a little bit of a design rest. Here's the pattern that I put on it, and oh, that's the final eye color. Teal and gold. I know, I remember what I do. I promise. Here I'm just coloring the lines. So yeah, in all, it was mostly just outfit changes and then like makeup stuff, and I wanted to give her a sweeter look because the description, she seemed like a determined sweet nerd, which I thought was really cute. So yeah, here's the final design. What do you think? I attached an image of a ref of an old character of mine. I'm guessing she's about 4 years old now. She was supposed to be one of the main characters of a story I was developing and planning to write. Needless to say, I never got that far. But now, 4 years later, I've grown a lot, and I've been thinking of a bunch of different story ideas, and I thought I'd actually love to revamp this one. The old designs definitely need some updating though, and that's why I've come to you. Happy to be of service. So yeah, this is Maya. They're about late 30s to early 40s and uses they, she pronouns. They're not very expressive and actually quite cold. very serious, and is able to keep level-headed during intense situations, secretly very soft though, and thinks of the other main character as their adopted child. I actually hate their old design, always have, always will. Even just after I had just finished this ref, I hated the skin color, and now I hate everything even more. Go change it up all you want, I really don't have that much to say that I'd really want to keep, to be honest. But if possible, could you keep the broken stars in her eyes instead of big-ass J wings, have like almost nothing there? I'm not sure exactly how to explain it, but for plot I want her wings to be nothing more but skin and bones with all her feathers practically gone, except for a few clinging on, if that makes sense. It does. Also, a little note, these clothes seem really like modern day, but the story should be in a fantasy setting, so if you go wild, that's awesome. You'll see. I'll try to explain the world and backstory as well as I can, but it's still being revamped. So in this world, there's just normal people who are kind of normal. Sorry, I read that weird. There are soul keepers, who are people who are like attached to the soul of powerful deceased person. The soul keeper can see the soul and pretty much have a companion for life, as well as use the powers that the soul holds. There also used to be soul hunters and soul protectors, but I'm not sure if I want to leave those in. Maya used to be one of the aforementioned soul protectors in their story. Soul hunters would basically search for soul keepers, separate the soul from the soul keeper, and be evil, as you should. Soul protectors, nope, I already read that. Maya is an angel, one of the most powerful species in this world. They hold a lot of power. Their magic is tied to their wings. The bigger the wings, the more powerful the magic. Maya used to have very large wings. They were well respected in the Angel Kingdom and trained to be the next commander of the Royal Guard. Some kind of final assignment, they were supposed to take care and protect the newly born child of the king and queen in the human kingdom. It was soon found out that the child was a soul keeper of very powerful soul, and the child one day completely vanished, presumably kidnapped for her powers. Maya was ashamed and as punishment banished from their kingdom, becoming what the angels call Fallen Kingdom. And then the rest of it is just kind of like other stuff, because I want to talk about the character design. So actually I liked Maya's old design. The only problem is that their skin tone is not a regular skin tone. It's a bit too yellow, which causes them to look a bit sickly. Also, their outfit reminded me of Doctor Who a little bit too much. So I can definitely see what you mean of too modern. So I ended up going for Dungeons and Dragons rogue vibes, because at one point during the email, the submitter mentions that Maya is kind of a bit of a rogue, and I was like, oh, fantasy rogue? Oh boy, have I got the perfect thing for you. So I designed them a little bit based off of a D&D rogue. I'm sorry if you have no idea about D&D or anything like that. I can't get into it right now. But I also combined it with not ancient drawings, but like drawings of old angels. Hence like the sort of Romanesque shoes that we've got going on there. I gave her gloves because I'm biased, guys. My designs are predictable. But I wanted to give them just very minimalist, yet also like when they fight, because inevitably they probably would, they will be protected. So stomach armor, I'm assuming it goes up to their chest plate as well. Just, you got to keep your heart protected. The wings, I did as you asked. Hopefully this is what you meant. Decaying, decrepit wings. Never actually had to draw bones of wings before, but this was fun to do. I gave them a hood and a cloak just to add to that sort of mystery, and also I gave them like a sort of a cape thing that fans out to look a little bit like bird feathers, because I was like, hee, that would be kind of funny because bird, haha. Silver armor as well. I just kept the color palettes I tried to keep them close to the original, because I actually really like the color palette of the original design. I think the color palette you chose, aside from the skin tone, was really good. The skin tone I chose from my skin decks, which, here's my skin decks. It's basically a whole bunch of different skin tones and types from a whole bunch of different people. that I can just choose from when I'm designing a character. I kept the wings blue because I thought that balanced really nicely with the color of the cape as well as the silver of the armor. I gave them like under eye red markings just to, I don't know, I just felt that like the face was a little bit plain despite all the scars that I kept on there. I just kind of wanted to do that. I gave them like a little pouch because rogues have pouch stuff, but also I was like, oh, you're traveling, you're gonna be searching for your kid, you're gonna want to have like at least something to hold the things that you find along the way. I'm assuming that they can't fly anymore, which sucks, but like, you know, they have to have some sort of transportation of items. And yeah, that's pretty much the design I came up with for Maya. So, what did you guys think of the designs? Remy's Sunset and Starkid will both be linked down below, so please send them some love and support for submitting their characters. So, you want to submit an OC, huh? Well, you can, but there's some rules first. The character has to be yours. You have to tell me what you want to keep with the design and what you absolutely want changed. I'm not going to get to everybody, so if I don't choose yours, please don't spam, and please don't ask why I didn't choose yours. I choose them at random. If you spam me with emails, that disqualifies your character. Put a backstory on that character. I want to have something to read. If there's no backstory, that's fine, but at least give me a rundown of their personality. I need to have their name, pronouns, age, and any other important information. And you can send that submission over to gnomehutsubmit@gmail.com. Also follow me on Twitter and Tumblr because I'll post the designs there if you want to see them, but also just to chat with me. I like to talk to people. Also boys, I'm trying to move out right now, so my commissions are open. My prices are pretty cheap, so shoot me a DM on Twitter if you're interested about that. I do custom designs as well, so just like if you want a custom, I can do that. If you want me to draw your character, I can do that. That's pretty much it though. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!